Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I might stop for a minute. My sister's actually coming over, but I have sand art and a union read for you today, including the masculine and the feminine. The read is actually a formal read, but for the actual union. Okay, so I'm going to get right into it. There's some amazing information that's coming through again today. Just give me a second though, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to get right into the sand art. Mounds of Snow, Union Ceremony, and Grand Wizard or Grand Poopah came up, as well as Spies, Pretending to be in Union, Batman Flies, joining hands across the land, Tribal Energies, Indian Chief, and that was interesting for me because I know someone who passed away recently who's named Chief, Divine Feminine Standing Tall, and Divine Masculine Very Empowered, Internal Organs, Tent as beautiful drapings, Grand Ostriches and Rooster, Flying Monkeys, Nesting, Giving Birth, Merging, Heart Expanding, All Connected, Angels Landing, First in Mountainous Caverns and Tunnels, Vessels Twisting, and then XX came up literally, which is the Judgment card of today. It's also about feminines joining hands, okay? And attaching themselves to each other, connecting. Junctures came up, as well as Indian feathered chest plates, you know, the old feathered chest plates. Medicine Man, someone carrying too many dishes. Fireworks, explosions, whistling. Spirits released, and I was getting like in Indiana Jones, where at the end where all the spirits are released from the tombs. Mother's home with baby. Crowds outside in chaos, trying to organize. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Male arousal and babies born. Emergent surgeries on the weekend. Dog bite on rear end. Baby foxes cuddling, so cute. Magician digs in his bag of tricks. Kids pop up to watch. Masters now here. Hugs for greetings. Skating and fleeting, gushing and focusing on emotions. Which way are we going? Okay, so all these energies were coming up in the sand art. Pretty cool. Today is January 20th, 2019. It is the day of 20, which is the Judgment. So it's all about major decisions coming down, but it's all your call. It's also your call to action. A wake-up call for some, and a reminder not to be judgmental, okay? But even saying that you're beautiful is a judgment, so don't get on your case or don't worry about being judgmental. If you feel like you have, then you just know better the next time. It's also 7 of Wands today. It's the 33, which is the Christ vibration. 33 and the 7 of Wands is standing up for yourself, but maybe fending off others, but just make sure you're not defensive. Okay, so, and I woke up this morning to The Way We Were, okay? Barbra Streisand, so you might want to listen to those lyrics. It was very gray outside, which was very much the theme of the lyrics from the Way We Were, you know, like that misty memories, okay? And it was last night it was raining really heavy. It didn't snow, but it was just raining really heavy. I kept hearing it on my window last night. And something else happened during the read this morning, a couple of things actually that were significant. And some sharp chest pains are coming in again today with the heart expansion. So be aware of that. If you feel like you need a checkup, make sure you do, but there's definitely the expansion energies coming in, which you know. And right as I was doing the cards, right up after, when I put them out on the table, the main deck, the Sirian Starseed deck, a very, very loud train horn blew like 3 times. And I don't always hear that when it does go off, so it was significant. So let's get right into the read. It is a union read. It was done at 9:41 this morning. 41 is the Ace of Cups. Okay, new love, spiritual love, self-love. The major arcana for the union were Luna, perfect for the lunar eclipse coming up, and Indigo, which is about the indigo, but also it's the magician energy in the traditional tarot deck. And Luna, of course, is the moon. The card after the read was higher self, so it's all about connecting with your higher self, being your indigo self, and flowing with the emotions of the moon. So of course a lot of emotions are going to come up. It's a full moon and an eclipse, and you guys all are aware of this. So make sure you ground, make sure you meditate. There was 2 swords, 3 pentacles, 3 wands, and 1 cup. The court cards were King of Wands, which is the shaman in this deck. Okay, so King of Wands, shaman energy, and Queen of Cups, which is actually standing like at the bottom of a waterfall. It's a really beautiful card. Also, 9 of Pentacles came up, which isn't a court card, but as you know, I often see that as a sovereign person or a teenager or someone in their 20s. King of Pentacles came up, as well as the Page of Swords, which that was interesting today. The numbers and the codes were all about self-discipline today. And the numbers were 3, it was just 3, and then 2, 3, 3, 1. Also, there might be a 2 that came up that would be 3 plus 2 and 5, so those would have come up as well. But the energies were all about self-discipline and about the seeker, the student, seeking that source energy. Being wise, 3 came up, as well as the Master of Flames, which is that shaman energy. I came up, woo, self-discipline. Okay, so I was coming up as in multiple ways as I, it, or pi, which you know is the self-integration of the masculine and the feminine. So, student of source, or love, or God. The 3 wise men came up as the shaman of fire of wands. I woo self-discipline. Also, you see bad spirits to clear. Make sure you clear. 3 shaman. Use shamans if you need them. And again, about self-discipline. And then the words Kero came up, K-E-R-O, which is actually a TV channel, turn-to23.com, which is interesting that 32 came up in the coding, and 23, is a ABC affiliate in Bakersfield, California. It's a news station. H2O also came up, so make sure you are drinking enough water. It was just 7-Eleven. And then also, there's a YouTube, Kero the Wolf. How perfect for the wolf full moon. And also, Kero is a stemless drinking cup, typically flaring out towards the brim, traditionally used by the Inca and neighboring Andean peoples, okay? It's written Andean, but you know. So another word that was coming up, Kero is also short for kerosene, but also Eero came up, and there's a lot of different translations for Eero, depending on what language you're using. So one of them is a bit, a single element, piece, or component of a large mass or collection. Difference, distinction, resignation, and separation. So this is Eero. As well as in Italian was like I was. And it's also slang for heroin. So someone might be dealing with withdrawing from heroin right now or getting off of it. Also, it means angry, sum, like the sum of things. That's Latin, actually. Old High German, it means earth. Polish means era. And then another definition was water. So all of these things are coming into play for the energy today. Some of the coding that came up online was all about the seeker and mastering and all that energy. So there were some very wise words that came up here. The first code was 10 Primordial Masters, intro, and that was amruta.org, AMRUTA.org. And it said, a seeker without a spiritual guide is like an orphan child in the wilderness. O sage. The second one was new hieroglyph magic for your 5e games. So that was from spikybits.com. And that one said, though the sky darkens and the jackals howl, which was perfect today, your tread is resolute, or resolute. O sage, for you have mastered the Wirit Hakau, I'm probably not saying it right, but that's okay, the words of truth. Let those who dwell in ignorance tremble at your approach. And that was said twice, so how perfect. Then the next heading was View Profile, Path of Exile, and that was from Eroder 88. And the site was pathofexile.com. Another, and I don't know how to say this at all, is Aichi, or Ichi Sendao. It's data and card fight, it said in the header. Vanguard Wiki, and it was from cardfight.wiki.com. But it said, little sage, Maron times 3, Pungal times 2, Starlight Unicorn times 2, Seeker, Hallowed Breath Dragon times 1, by the blaze of your Nova flames. Change darkness to light. Cross ride. Okay, so that was cool. Then another heading was Religious Festival Series. And I'm definitely not going to say this one right. SwamiKrishnananda.org. Master poet who, O sage, is the perfect embodiment of humanity in this world. And then Bhagavad Gita.Nori thing, N-O-R-Y thing, and that's at medium.com. That one said, flame burns is not, waters connect, overwhelm, or dry winds wither it, impenetrable, seeker of heaven, which comes the master of this world. The next one was mangakakalat.com, so some interesting ones. It was just 11:11. About a soldier who died at the end of the war, so I'm just paraphrasing here, against the demon race. So he wakes as a baby in the embrace of his real mother in years that have passed. So it's just saying, you know, that the good people will transition into another life. Commander, and Spirit's connecting with me, Commander Tier List. I think it's Tier List. Commander Tier List, tappedout.net, Synergy Build Diver, down, Soren 841, so that number might be significant for someone, Enlightened Master. And the last one is The Seeker at YouTube, and then another one is Seeker.com, where it said, Technology, Innovation, and Future Collide. Relentless curiosity, insatiable drive to question, inspire, and create. Standing in flames, okay, which is your inspiration. All right, so getting into the read. It starts out with the Five of Swords guy, but in the Sirian Starseed deck, he's kind of like a dark juggler. So the juggler of thoughts, mistaking brain for heart, or brain wars, which you know that's my term for it. Seeker of source, psychic abilities come out from head, crying at night and drained in the day, or sick. Night brings to light stress of purging, leaving you drained in the daytime. The world is the focus, completion, travel, other cultures, and coming full circle. The tail end of bold move, in move, travel, or ascension. Going to see a show, enjoying reaping what you have sown. Polarized angels have found the key of passionate growth and being moderate with savings, dreaming of seeing and traveling the world. Offer of freedom, a new life, leap of faith, holding back harsh words about messes you made, and laying down swords of the chaotic mind. The King of Pentacles reverse comes up here as ungrounded or loss of status or money, stretches their legs in sync with their dog or horse running. So the masculine's noticing this. There's synchronicities with things. Aligning with broken promises of lifetimes past, apologies needed. Let friends help is the underlying energy that came up from romance angels, as well as reconciliation just below that. It's 44. Getting down low to the ground to fix that which was twisted, hung up on what you can't see instead of seeing the point of my toes. Okay? So for me, my toes is referencing to your guides and angels, because my toes was the first guide that I connected with early on in my 20s. Rejecting an offer, but returning with something healthy to help heal broken hearts and separation from true love. And then Roberta Flack's song came up, strumming my pain with his fingers, okay? Singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. And just one of the verses came up. I was guided to write it down as well. He sang as if he knew me in all my dark despair, and then he looked right through me as if I wasn't there. And he just kept on singing, singing clear and strong. And then we're going back into the read, which is third party heartbreak. She wears the cuff that came up in the read the other day, with the masculine wearing the cuff, now the feminine's wearing the cuff, as well as sacral sexuality and the right limp wrist. Guard her beneath her dress. Notice that garter? Guard her beneath her dress. Knees also match a proper walk, a horse's trot. Heart in dessert presentation, tears in an opened box, but not, or in an opened but not eaten box of chocolates, as two meld. Environment came up for the underlying energy, as well as personal growth below that. Both important. The environment is green in number 44, which you know is about mastering. It's the Atlas of the weight of the world upon your shoulders, as well as the Four of Cups of grounding and integrating. And then 7, of course, is that spiritual number of personal growth coming up. There's an opportunity for justice, which is truth and balance, for lies to come out and sexual and creative blocks to be released. No branding needed, only magnets at this full moon, pink-orange eclipse. Polarize with balance, lighting, and energies in perfect harmony with pen and ink and the chariot of your dreams. Okay? Allow energy to flow through you without trying to control, allowing the pineal gland and the chakras to spin and receive light naturally, down to the root, which really needs it now. The completion of coming back down the stairs. Grounding grid points without need for physical connection and release. Fire and ice, the chakras and third eye, the justice and blue ribbon, the flame of your candle. So you're the candle. All right, so your third eye is the flame of your candle. 2 feathers in your crown, gold capped with green, flowers and codes all around you. And Spirit's connecting with me. Coming out with your abilities to reap your rewards, releasing mind, polarized and inspired to forgive and apologize to those you ignored, with your friend's help, of course. Recently in sovereignty, detox third eye to hear calling more clearly. Purity of integrity and wisdom, the owl and the flowers. Disconnection from ball and chains to attend to a higher calling. Final judgments and announcements. The foundation for the union read is the Queen of Cups in the waterfalls of bliss. In split, to start over from lies and duplicitousness, with eye on the prize, new passion on the rise. Centrally for the union, present to red skies to come, destiny of hard work. And then, right as I wrote that down, hard work, because I was looking at that card and we don't believe in hard work. It's that burden card, right? So as soon as I wrote down hard work instead of burdens, I heard a little something, and then a huge tree went down across the street in the creek, okay? And I looked out and I didn't see any workmen around, nobody. A huge tree, and it fell just in view of the opening of my curtains, okay? So I saw the whole tree fall down. So hard work must fall down. And that was at 11:13. So, you know, 11 is justice and 13 is death. Holding back feelings from negative past with twin, trying to choose your path, but burdened with shame and guilt. The challenge being the shaman, King of Wands, offers work to the Empress to pay off debts and get his world right side up again. In his knowing of opportunity to speak to the union, address to the union, so there might be a union address, also offer Empress money for kids and home. Now crowning the union are the twin flames. The Emperor without affection and sitting in his uncomfortable emotions of insecurities and manipulation of negative past and not using his intuition. Now released from prison or his brain, dysfunctional family depression and no patience from the family. It was just 1911, which is the sun and justice. As I'm going to say, for justice and unconditional love. So the family had lack of patience for these things, which I definitely relate to. The path now choosing, but holding on too tight to angel, excited to be physical, exposing what you know and romantic flame, confessions of what was seen by spies in the family. Soon comes the lunar emotions of the King of Wands reversed, tired but feeling happy in rest, sleep, or meditation. Sadness, loss, and regret, burdens of a practical, hard-working lover in union. Okay? So someone might be feeling that sadness and regret, particularly the masculines, about the feminines who they now see was just hardworking, okay, in union. Union is the King of Pentacles, crystal skull, Akashic records, present to reaping in aftermath of finding peace in fighting, conflict, or competition, or just change and expansion. Keep an open mind are the cards that came up from Romance Angels, as well as True Love, Romance of a Lifetime. Around the union is a message, small conversation, or news, or child. And so right as I wrote that, my daughter calls to tell me that she just bought a new car. And I just said that about in the notes before this about you may have a new chariot, right? But also the Page of Swords, or the Page of Orbs, is in the environment of the union. I'm losing my voice because she didn't want to tell me that she had done it, because we talked about it yesterday. But this Page of Swords for me was a child with news, okay, about a new chariot. And that was at 11:28. 28 is the twin flames. So then I'm getting back to the read about the Page of Swords, because that's right where I was on when she called, that the Page of Swords was sneaky in using their own power or empowering themselves, coming out to a close connection about it. All right, so she called me to fess up what she had done, which was fine. She has to learn from any mistakes that she might make, but there was nothing wrong with what she did. She was empowering herself. So clear blocks of indigo, standing ground for happiness on their own, and feeling sadness or regret later on. So for me, I need to back off from those situations and you have to let your children make their own decisions either way at times, because you have to learn from your own mistakes, just like you did or I did. And it doesn't mean you need to see a mistake in it. It could be amazing. Look at the positive side of it. Only feed in the positive energies towards those decisions. Think positive. So then self-discipline comes up, rebirth and healing as really significant, all three of them. Well, actually it was self-discipline and then more so rebirth and healing. So allow the rebirthing, not just of you, but everyone around you. And it's 22:14. If 22 is the Fool, right? Taking a leap of faith, those going out on their own for the first time. And then the 14 of Temperance, being moderate, being the angel, okay? Being balanced and patient. So, from ending pain and separation. All right, so healing, rebirth, and self-discipline. From ending pain and separation. Working to cut ties and obsessions of looking in on connections of family. In truth of sovereignty, the wounded warrior is still a little guarded to the high priestess or her abilities. The worst is over in working with establishment, a marriage, or old commitments. Kids on their own need to learn from their own experience. Working through higher self, the Queen of Wands with no option but to be wise and see from multiple perspectives. And 11 was up again, and 13 and 23. 23 is that King of Wands. Breaking patterns and facades, holding back passions to release the mind, getting all your ducks in a row, whether working too much, can't focus, or it's just not working at all. Okay, so if it's not working, let it go. A bold move forward with a move, car, or travel, or ascension. Opportunity comes knocking to learn, discern, experience, and burn with inspiration. 23:44. The King of Wands, which is the main king in the read today, and then the 44, which is mastering your abilities. The twin flames, co-creation. Okay, so burn with inspiration, the twin flames, co-creation. And in the crown of the read was the actual Syrian starseed deck of Two of Wands is two flames, all right? And next to it was the Eight of Pentacles in the outcome card position, which is twin flames working in co-creation. So brain wars of Queen of Cups and King of Pentacles with the Page of Swords and Nine of Pentacles, possible kids showing independence, staying present and mastering your shaman passions. At emotional full moon eclipse, the indigo magician embodiment, twin flames choose path of work through perpetual higher self and using their psychic abilities. Empowerment, okay? So this is the read, really powerful and strong again. And I'm always surprised by the cards come out, because if they don't look all bright and cheery, you never know what the messages are going to bring once you clarify. So don't assume things, you know, from the first glance, just like not judging a book by its cover. All right, so I'm going to pull your oracle cards quickly, and let's see what comes up. Take a deep breath. Clear and align. Clear and align. Clear and align. Clear and align. Okay. Take your deep breath. Okay, this is January 20th, 2019. So, for everyone watching, in the best and highest good of all is concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? What do we need to know? Okay, so we have air at the bottom. Number 12, which is wisdom, it's the hangman. And of course the owl of wisdom came up in the read. And that says, the affirmation is, I invoke air to carry angels singing around the world and bring hope and peace, which actually came up yesterday as well. The cards that came out for you are Archangel Metatron's cloak, which is number 51, which is the King of Swords. Kuan Yin came up, which is number 43 of the Three of Cups and coming together. And the third energy of the union. And then Lady Nada came up as 45. Sorry, something dropped. Lady Nada's 45-9, which is that Five of Cups energy, letting go of the sorrow, the sadness, the loss, and regrets. 51 is a 6, 43 is a 7. So we have 6, 7, and 9, and 3 was air. Alright, so Metatron's cloak reads, it's an honor to receive this card, for the cloak allows Metatron's energy to be held in your aura. It ensures that your 12 chakras are open and protects you from lower energies. This means you can link to the 7th dimension of Hollow Earth and access wisdom from the 4 ascension planets. Walk tall and stand in your power, which is interesting. In the sand art, the feminines came up as walking tall. Wearing this cloak will help you guide others on their ascension path. You are called on to do this. Empower people to see who they are and what they can do. The affirmation is, I stand in my power and lead others forward. Kuan Yin says, the master, she is the master of the 12th ray of unconditional love. She radiates a vibrant cerise pink light of divine feminine energy, love, and compassion, which I wouldn't be surprised if it really comes up more pink than red today, or orange, and compassion. Kuan Yin is re-empowering women everywhere and bringing forward feminine wisdom in men. She's inviting you to develop your divine feminine qualities, including your healing abilities. Find ways to nurture and empower others and yourself. Give yourself permission to go with the flow and share with everyone for the highest good. This will subtly affect your stellar gateway chakra and build the Antakarana bridge to source. The affirmation is, I act from my divine feminine wisdom. Okay, so obviously with the moon we're in this feminine energy, which is coming up and confirming that. Lady Nada, number 45, reads that she is the twin of Jesus' higher self, Sananda. She is the master of the 7th ray of ritual and magic. Ceremonies that call on mighty forces are important. So the wizard, the grand wizard, came up in the sand art as well. So you're reminded to bring people together to raise great light. A priestess in the temple of love in Atlantis, Lady Nada is bringing back ancient healing methods, helping the development of intuition, telepathy, and wisdom, and acting for justice. Your guidance is to trust your spiritual and psychic abilities and to use them to help those in need, which was the whole point of coming out of the read. The affirmation is, I accept and practice my healing, spiritual, and psychic gifts. All right, let's get into past life deck quickly. Take another deep breath. Clear and align. Clear and align. Okay, so let's ask we have Metatron, Kuan Yin, and Lady Nada. Okay, so Archangel Metatron, Kuan Yin, and Lady Nada. For this January 20th, 2019, for everyone watching and the best and highest good of all those concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? What is it that we need to know? What is it we need to learn? Alright, so the bottom is High Priest or Priestess, which again was definitely coming up very strongly in the read today, about using your psychic abilities, opening your heart to the heavens. And then the cards that came up for you guys, we have Lessons and Blessings and Angels, as well as Biblical. this often reminds me of the Eight of Pentacles, which was the outcome or the solution card for this read. Okay, and these are daily reads. It's not to project outward, okay? It's just for today. All right, so this is coming up like the outcome. It's about working with your hands, being creative. And also his crown is covered in this with cloth. And it's white, of purity, keeping your crown clear. Okay, so we have the angels and the lessons and blessings of time. We have a watch here. Pocket watch. Time after time. Okay, so you might want to listen to, what's her name? Cindy. I want to say Cindy Crawford, but I can't think of what her name is, but you know who I'm talking about. And then hopefully it'll come up in my brain. My retrieval is terrible. Okay, so you're guided to, don't forget to ask for your angels, because they can't help you unless you ask for their help. But they are here, and they came up in the sand art as coming in. They're saying, look, we're right here. We've come in to help everyone during this time, okay? So ask if you need it, time after time. Remember your lessons and your blessings. Show gratitude, and allow others to experience, to learn their own lessons. Okay, and then biblical. That we're building the fourth leg of the union, of the Four of Wands, that the fourth leg is going on now. That's the message I'm getting. The hammer comes down, all right, because he's got a tool in his hand as well, and I'm getting the gavel. So not only is he creating and using his hands with his work, but the gavel's coming down, especially in justice or court. Okay. And then finally, from the journey of love, take another deep breath. Clear a line. Clear line. Clear line. Okay, so again, from Metatron Kuan Yin and Lady Nada, what is it for this January 20th, 2019, everyone watching, and for the best and highest good of all those concerned? What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? The bottom of the deck is the Mother Prays, and Mother Mary came to us today, so the Mother Prays, and this came up yesterday, the praying mantis, and it was funny because I was telling you about mantis, and one of the commenters told me that she's terrified of praying mantises. It was pretty funny. But the mantis, and I was told, I was watching, instead of extraterrestrials, extra dimensionals, ED, the conversations on YouTube, which I've put that up before, but if you don't know, just ask me for the specific. It is ED interviews, so look that up on YouTube. But one of the conversations was talking about the mantis beings, and this is a mantis in here of the Mother Prays. It's very much of stained glass window, okay? But they were saying that the mantis beings, they're very high energy, and they do come off as harsh. So don't worry. That's just their way. It's okay to connect. The shifting universes came up for you guys, number 7. So again, 7. 7 is that spirituality. It's the calm before the storm. Okay, it's vacation and sickness energy, because when you're not going within, the universe makes you sick, so you'll be still and go within, okay? 51 is dream a little, so we have another 51, which is the King of Swords, and 7 is the Chariot. So the Chariot came up multiple times, which is making that bold move, which can be travel, it can be moving, it can be ascending, it can be buying a new car, okay? It can be ambulance energy, which emergent energy came up in the sand read as well, so it's all confirming all that stuff. So I'm going to read you these two, and then we'll be good. Number 7. Shifting universes. You're blessed with an opportunity to change gears, to change your life, to jump on the fast train. All right, so that came up earlier this week too, about the dimensions shifting, the train tracks, shifting tracks. You're invited to fling yourself on the repetitive treadmill way of life and into a dance through nature, to be utterly confused and delighted, to accept the way of the divine trust, even with its chaos, the instability that precedes all genuine creativity. So here it is, your get out of jail free card. That's so weird that I wrote that yesterday. Your opportunity to make a mess and find what you didn't know you were looking for. You're being nudged. If you wish, let yourself go down that strange path opening up before you without knowing what it is, even as you take your next step. Your universe is shifting and stranger, more beautiful worlds beckon. Why not go where you haven't before? You'll find yourself there and realize you are more than what you once thought you were. This oracle has a message for you. If you're thinking of changing location, jobs, houses, or attitudes, trying something new, especially if it's unusual for you, then the universe is supporting you. Now's the time to accept what you didn't expect. And the poem reads, The Dream. The taste and touch of you within, thoughts linger on a sweet caress. You come to me, no sounds distract, the night's embrace of innocence. The artist's brush across my lips, the palette rich in colors deep, to flow with feelings now renewed and blend as one in breath and hue. Entwined our bodies bathe in love and weep with longing's slow release, emotions, song, and soft refrain, awakened dreams that never cease. Okay. So you're offered an opportunity here, which was the final card, the Page of Pentacles. You're being offered an opportunity. So I would take it if I were you. It's like a get out of jail free card this moment with the eclipse. So just be aware of that. And for connecting in your meditations as well, it's a great time for that. And then 51 is dream a little. So 51 is a 6, and 7 again we had. Mother Praise is another 6, 15, which is that devil energy. So it's just your daily shadow energy that we all have it. 51, dream a little. The divine wants to bless you with inspiration. Just as a lover would come to the door of the beloved with a spontaneous gift of flowers. So dream a little. Let your imagination wander and wonder. What if? What else could be? Breaking down the rigid walls of expectation. We were just talking about the Trojan walls yesterday. Just because something has been does not indicate it must continue in the same way. So dream a little and receive your spiritual gift. This oracle brings you guidance. A spiritual gift of inspiration is on its way or has recently been received. It isn't flight of fancy. It's a gift from the divine. Receive it and believe in new possibilities. And the poem reads, From unexpected meetings, we walked and shared our lifetime, a gentle, peaceful, quiet time, reflected in our smile. We winged our way to distant places and walked along remembered faces of lives we knew we lived some time before. And like a bud about to flower, having reached its appointed hour, we watch ourselves begin to open in the warm touch of spring. So it's saying this eclipse, everything that it's rushing in right now, will begin to blossom over the next 6 months, and that includes this upcoming spring in a month or two, okay? And Spirit's connecting with me very strongly at this moment. So I'm going to show you the read. It's 3818. 38 is the Queen of Cups, which is in the read, as well as 18 is the Moon, which is in the read. Okay. So that's your read. Guys, rise and be loved. Be good.